Okay, it's now the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be discussing client testimonials, what makes them such an effective marketing tool, and how you can apply these to your own marketing strategy. So thank you for taking the time to join us today. And I'm not sure how it looks on your end, but on my end, GoToWebinar has had a huge update. So I'm working with a little bit of new interface right now. So please be patient with me in case anything is a little bumpy along the way. And if you're having any issues hearing me or seeing me, please go ahead and just message me in the chat and I'll try to get that fixed for you as quickly as possible. This webinar is being recorded today, so there's no need to take notes unless you'd like to do so. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So my name is Drew Mancini, and I'm the Digital Marketing Manager here at Lawlytics. I have a background as a marketing consultant for solos and small law firms in digital marketing practices as well as branding. And now I continue to enjoy helping to make marketing just a little bit more accessible and enjoyable for attorneys by helping to create those resources that work to demystify successful marketing practices. So client testimonials are the foundation of any social proof strategy for attorneys because they are, after all, the very essence of how social proof is created. Basically, social proof is created by the opinion of one influencing the opinion of others. So new success stories showcase ongoing excellence and they demonstrate that you consistently deliver results for your clients. The more touch points where potential clients can encounter your social proof, the stronger your credibility becomes. So today we're going to be covering the various types of testimonials and their impact on your marketing efforts, some practical tips for gathering and utilizing client testimonials, how to craft compelling client stories for maximum impact, and some best practices for showcasing your firm's testimonials. So in this first part of today's webinar, we're going to review some various types of testimonials, and then in the following slide, discuss their impact on your firm's marketing. So here are the various types of testimonials that you can create or collect for your practice. The first being the classic written testimonial. Written testimonials, as I'm sure you're familiar with already, are brief client statements about their experience with your firm, and they tend to have specific feedback about your services. Video testimonials take written testimonials and basically just convert them into a video medium, and we often see these produced in a range of quality levels from what you could maybe just do with your iPhone to something that is highly produced and edited. Case studies take the foundation of a written testimonial, but they take it a step further by expanding on the nature of the case, maybe the challenges the client faced, the outcome, and just gives a little bit more information to help give potential clients a full end-to-end picture of what that client experienced. Online reviews get their own category in this case because they tend to be left on behalf of your firm on a public forum of some sort. So for example, on your Google business profile, but they essentially look and feel the same as written testimonials. And the same goes for social media testimonials. These are also skipping you as the middleman and they're being shared directly to a public platform while still having the same look and feel as written testimonials. Now, what's the impact of written testimonials for your firm's marketing? We categorize testimonials as an element of social proof, as I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar. People trust who they like or they know, so when a person suggests a particular lawyer or law firm, their friends, family members, and social media followers are more likely to listen, and that's what we call social proof. So social proof is a very powerful driver of business for attorneys, and it's going to play an important role in your firm's marketing strategy. So by focusing on getting and maximizing your client testimonials, you're helping to build your social proof, which in turn helps build trust and credibility with your potential clients because, again, the opinion of one influences the opinion of others. Testimonials also help you stand out from your competitors because you're helping to showcase some unique aspects of your services and successful case outcomes. But also, this can make a difference in your marketing because the truth is, like, a lot of attorneys online aren't leveraging their testimonials effectively. So that can also help you stand out. This form of social proof also has an influence on the decision making of your potential clients. So, not only are potential clients more likely to contact a firm with positive testimonials, but they also make clients feel more confident in their choice of legal representation. And lastly, testimonials can work to boost the search engine optimization of your website. So, for example, several positive reviews on your Google Business Profile listing can help with your listing's visibility on search engine results, thus the visibility of your website as well. And if you're also regularly updating your website with new testimonials or case studies, this fresh and relevant content can also help to boost your website's visibility and credibility. So in this next section, let's discuss how you can go about collecting client testimonials so that you can apply them to various areas of your digital marketing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get the timing right. It's best to ask your clients for testimonials shortly after a positive outcome or a successful case resolution. So as a rule of thumb, you want to choose a moment where the client is most satisfied and grateful for your services. Pretty straightforward. Next, you want to see where and how you can make the request a little bit more personalized. So depending on your personal bandwidth, it could be very effective if you made the time to make the request for a testimonial in person, maybe in your final meeting together or even over the phone. At the least, I'd say if you are emailing your request, you want to find where you can make that piece a little bit more personal and not just a generic request. It's also helpful if you're able to, in some way, emphasize the importance of their feedback and how it helps others in need of legal services. You're also going to see more success with getting more testimonials if you dedicate some effort towards simplifying the process for your clients as much as possible. So not only do you want to provide clients with a very straightforward process to submit testimonials, but it's also helpful to them if you are able to offer some sort of guidance or a template for your client to make that testimonial, and to make it easy for them to articulate their experience. So, for example, you should be providing, like I said, a direct link to whatever they need to be or wherever they need to be submitting the review, such as a direct link to your Google Business Profile, or maybe that direct link to the review section of your firm's Facebook page, but then also giving them some helpful tips on how to craft a review, like having or reminding them that they should mention their case type or maybe mention the challenge they were facing and their outcome, things like that. Because if you do have a happy client, they are probably very willing to leave you a review, but it might just be a little bit intimidating. They're not sure what to write. Maybe their case was a little complicated. It's a long story. It could be a number of reasons why they're feeling hesitant about leaving a testimonial. So you want to just kind of make it really easy and show them that it's kind of formulaic and they are more likely to kind of bite on that request. And finally, you want to highlight the benefits of leaving a testimonial or a review for your firm to that client. So you can do this by explaining how their testimonial can help other potential clients facing similar issues as them, but then also reassure the client of the positive impact their story can have on others that are seeking legal assistance. So now it's great time to start collecting as many testimonials as possible from your happy clients. But it's also very helpful to know which of your testimonials are the strongest so that you have a little bit more direction when it comes to choosing what testimonials you're actually going to be highlighting in your digital marketing. So the first thing that a strong client testimonial needs is specific details. It should have helped your client, it should show how you helped your client and how you went above and beyond the client's expectations. Potential clients want to know more than that you just provided what they expected the service to be. They also want to know some specifics about how you impacted the outcome of the subject's case or matter. Next, the testimonial should be an appropriate length. And while I'm not talking about a specific character count by any means, I do mean it should just not be too long and it shouldn't be too short. So, studies show that users are less likely to trust reviews that are only a few words long. So, in order for your review to have some sort of impact with the reader, it needs to be long enough to effectively convey a narrative. So readers tend to stop reading past the first few sentences anyways, but reviews that go on for multiple paragraphs are most likely to be skimmed. So it's kind of finding that middle ground where you've effectively been able to show the challenges faced, the outcome reached, and the case or the nature of the case, but then also, not too short, not too long, because you don't want to ultimately end up watering down the impact by being much too specific. So the testimonial should also be intentional in mentioning you or a staff member by name. So if this is something that you can kind of point out to the client beforehand and have them do, that can make a big impact. So readers, specifically your potential clients, are more likely to trust a review if it specifically cites a person on your staff or you specifically. And reviews that mention you or your staff are going to resonate more with those potential clients than those that don't. And lastly, a strong client testimonial will likely include some sort of recommendation. So potential clients are more likely to trust a review that includes something that says maybe like, I strongly recommend this person for your services or for your legal issue, or I would use the firm again if I ever need XYZ legal service. Those type of recommendation from the client itself tends to carry much more weight than those that do not. And all of this being said, you can't necessarily control the quality of your reviews from your clients, whether they're being submitted to an online source or being sent to you directly. That's all kind of out of your hands at the end of the day, but it's still important to be able to know these important quality points and to be able to evaluate these reviews for yourself, because it's all going to be very important in the end when you're putting reviews on your website. And you want everything that's going on your website to be the best of the best from what you have. And you want to make sure that these reviews are going to be the best representation of you, the best representation of your practice, as well as your services. It's also important to know the anatomy of a strong client testimonial because you may also because it also at the end is going to help you when you're guiding your potential clients, or sorry, your current clients on how they should leave a review for your site, whether it be for your website or for Google Business Profile or Yelp or wherever they are leaving that review. So in this next section, we'll discuss how you can start using your client testimonials for that maximum marketing effectiveness. So there's two primary ways to share client testimonials as well as those case studies with your potential clients. And that's going to be on your website and via social media. So starting with your website, you can first create a dedicated testimonials page so that there's a dedicated space on your law firm's website that features your client testimonials. So with Lawlytics, this is something that's already integrated in your website's design for you. So I'm actually going to take you on a little tour of this at the end of our webinar so that you guys can see a little bit about that. But however you've created this page and for whatever website, you want to make sure that this looks attractive and that it's also really easy to browse. So you can definitely just list your testimonials one by one on the page, but I've also seen it where attorneys will categorize the testimonials based on practice area. And of course, you'll want to keep your strongest testimonials towards the top of your page so that those are featured most prominently. Another thing you can do is add 1 or 3 featured testimonials to your website homepage. That's going to help you catch the attention of your web visitors you can also try including relevant testimonials on your practice area pages. So if you have a family law testimonial, you can put that on your family law page to just kind of round out the page and also give that web visitor an extra chance to experience that sort of social proof. And we mentioned this previously, but case studies are another great way to maximize your client testimonials. So again, that's just a matter of taking the foundation of a testimonial and giving it a lot more context around the case so that the reader has a better understanding of the case from start to finish. And I've seen this done a couple different ways. Sometimes a website will have a dedicated case study section, while other times the case studies are just added to the blogging section. I think both are totally fine. I think maybe the benefit of having a case studies page is that a potential client can browse those directly if they're just looking for real scenarios that might relate to them. But then the benefit of having it in the blogging section is if a blog is what brought a potential client to your website in the first place, maybe the case study catches their eye and they find themselves having that experience with the social proof when they may not have been seeking it out in the first place. So there's benefits to both. Next, you can try video, which is a great and fresh medium for your testimonials that works great for your website as well as social media. So once you do have a video, this can be great for your testimonials page, relevant practice area pages, as well as even your homepage. So this can be used in a lot of different ways. And finally, for your website specifically, I'd also recommend pairing your testimonials page with a call to action. And this can be as simple as providing a way for potential clients to contact you directly after reading your testimonials, such as some sort of contact form or a click to call phone number. This is just really important to include on a testimonials page because if this happens to move the web visitor enough, then you want to make sure that you're giving them a way to directly reach out on that page, and so they don't have to rifle around for a way to get in touch with you. And so now for social media, you have a few similar but additional options. So for one, you can craft text posts with or without visuals. So you can share short, impactful quotes from client testimonials. And then to take it a step further, you could create visually appealing graphics that correspond with or feature the client quotes themselves. So to do this, a free way to do this is there's a website called Canva, and it's just a free graphic design tool, but they offer a lot of great templates specifically for this sort of thing. So again, it's free to use. You can just kind of browse the templates. You can find something that fits with your branding, change up the color, plug in the client testimonial, and then you have something that looks super professional for your social media. Social media is also great for sharing multiple testimonials at once. So, for example, if you wanted to, you could use the carousel post tool on platforms such as Facebook or LinkedIn. This will allow you to post many testimonials at once. Maybe you have them in a certain category, like these are all of our happy family law clients, these are all of our happy PI clients. And then it could look a little bit more impactful if you have several at once mixed in with your individual client testimonials. You could also try creating an infographic that summarizes several testimonials, or maybe if you were able to collect some key statistics that come from your client feedback, which is, again, another great use for Canva. I've used Canva several times for infographics. They have a lot of great templates that you can kind of plug and play for this sort of thing. And then lastly, you can make things a little bit more interactive on social media. So this is a little bit more of a different one, but maybe you can try using the polls or questions posting feature. LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter all have this. It's a way to ask your audience to maybe share their experience working with your firm. If you feel comfortable doing that, it could end up working in your favor if you maybe set out to have a poll and you get really good feedback on that post. Just something else to try if you wanted to. And then lastly, to close us out, the question on everyone's mind whenever I talk to clients about this is, what if a client testimonial is negative? So sometimes a review that you receive online can be negative, and regardless of the nature of the bad review, it's going to be very frustrating to deal with. And the best first step after receiving a negative review, maybe on a public forum, or maybe it's on Google Business Profile, wherever it is where you didn't receive it first and it's just online, kind of out of your hands, the first step is going to be to just stop and take a breath, because a rash or emotional response to the review is not going to be in your best interest, and it could end up making things worse. Once you're ready to move forward, step 2 is to respond to the review. So promptly responding to all reviews that are left on your business listing or Yelp listing or social media, wherever it is. By responding to all of your reviews, regardless of their nature, it shows that you're active and engaged with your business. So if you don't have to recognize the person that is leaving the negative review, which can happen and has happened, this could actually be great news. So at that point, you can maybe take the time to, oh, sorry, if you do recognize the person, um, it is even better than not recognizing the person. There's two ways it can go. If you do recognize the person that has left the negative review, this could be an opportunity for you to maybe reach out to them outside of the Google Business Profile, outside of online. Maybe give them an email, see why they might be upset, and see if there's a possible solution that you guys could come to. If it's someone that you don't recognize and it seems completely phony, you might have an option to report the review depending on if this is Yelp or social media or Google Business Profile. They all handle bogus reviews differently, but it could be an opportunity for you to maybe flag it and have it removed. But if it is someone you recognize, many times having that conversation with the client could result in them either amending or removing the review altogether. And a lot of the times you'll find that clients will complain, whether it's to the bar or an online review site, because they just felt like there was a lack of communication. So you can often solve a lot of these complaints by talking it through with the client. Of course, there's always outliers. Regardless of the source of the review, though, formulating a response carefully is going to help make the difference to the reviewer as well as any potential client that comes across it themselves. So you want to approach the response to the review, whether it's bogus, whether you know them, whether it's legitimate. You want to approach it as a marketing opportunity for yourself to defend yourself factually while also making yourself likable. So that could be easier said than done, but you want to take some time to consider how the negative review could ultimately work in your favor and become something positive. And then after you're done with all of that and you've responded and you've thought it through, the next thing you're going to want to do is just move on, because bad reviews happen, but it doesn't mean that you're not the competent attorney that you are who cares about their clients. And if you're stuck on dwelling on the negative, it's going to be more difficult for you to move forward with getting more positive reviews for your business listing. And that's ultimately the goal, is to keep chalking up your positive reviews so that the negative ones keep getting pushed down. Overall, a bad review can be really an opportunity for you to grow as an attorney and as a practice. And, if you want your business to grow, you're going to need to listen to your customers. So by observing their positive and negative experience online, you can get a better understanding of what they really want. And if one or two reviews mentions a specific problem, it might not be that big of an issue. But if that same issue comes up again and again, you know that there's something that's clearly wrong and that needs to be fixed. So your firm's website is going to be the foundation of your digital marketing strategy, and a high quality and modern website is the first step to targeting your local ideal client more efficiently and affordably. What we do is streamline the technical and digital marketing aspects of managing your firm's website, and our platform is super simple to use, and it helps put you in control of your digital marketing. So what you see on the screen here are just some of the ways that Lawlytics can help you achieve your marketing goals. But I'm also going to have us take a quick look at the technology so I can show you around a bit. And if you have any questions at any point of the tour, please go ahead and drop those in the chat and I'll address those at the end of the mini tour. So starting with our Lawlytics dashboard, if you have a website with us, this is going to be kind of your landing spot for anything that you need to do to your website. So you have some menu options up here for publishing, taking a look at your form submissions to see how you're doing with leads, looking at your library of images and video that are relevant for your website, any sort of Google Analytics reporting to see how your website's doing. We have a network of attorneys if you want to get in touch with other Lawlytics users, as well as our content library. And then the dashboard also provides some shortcuts to kind of even bypass those menu items. So if you wanted to just go ahead and get into the content library, you can do that. Take a look at how your website is performing in search engine optimization with your snapshot. Take a look at our blog, make a new blog post yourself, case result. All of that's going to be accessible through your dashboard. So let's go into one of our sites. So this is what it would look like if you had multiple websites with us, but if you had just a single website, you would go ahead and click into that. And then right away, you're brought into the back end of your website. So everything that's on the left here are all of your navigation menu items that are on the front end of your website. And then on the right, that is the content of that particular page. So this is the content of my homepage. This is an admin law FAQ page that's on my website and all of the content that's on there. About the firm page, which is blank for now because it's just a demo website. But these are just all of my navigation menu items. So I want to show you what this looks like on the front end. So as you can see, everything that was on the left is our navigation menu that's on the top of our website. But let's say I wanted to rearrange something really quickly. I'm an estate planning attorney, but I feel like my criminal defense cases are really picking up. So I want to display those more prominently on my website. All I would need to do is click and drag that above estate planning. And then when I go to preview my site again, it's already updated for me on the front end. I didn't have to recode anything or rearrange anything or change anything but just to drag and drop. So that's just something that's tends to be really popular with our attorneys, just the ease of that. But let's go into the reviews pages, which is nested under recommendations. So this is kind of what I was mentioning before. This is already programmed into your Lawlytics website so that you don't have to create anything for this. This is already just created for you. It's ready to go. And one really cool thing about this is that it's a way for you to directly request new client testimonials directly from your Lawlytics website. So you can request these using the portal here, and then when they come into you, they're going to go right into your email. You can look at these, make any edits that you need to, make sure it's something you want to actually display on your website, and then it gives you an easy way to publish them directly to your website. So for example, these are my received, and then I can also create outgoing. So if I wanted to make an outgoing request, I would just press new, put in the necessary information like their name, email, the link to the site, a subject line, and then this is where I'm going to put my message about kind of what we were talking about. Here's how you leave a review. Can you please include XYZ, include your case type, things like that, some guidelines for everyone. And then when you go ahead and send that request, if they reply to it, it'll go back into your received area, and then it'll be ready for you. And then if you are ready to put anything on your website, this is just an example of what your testimonials page could look like. It's going to have my various testimonials one by one. And then it also is going to have that convenient call to action that I was mentioning that is beneficial to testimonials pages. And yeah, it's really easy to use. It's very convenient to be able to request these testimonials right from your Lawlytics dashboard. And the last thing I'll show you, I was mentioning earlier, the content library. So this is our content library. It's a tool that has over 300 practice area topics across 20 practice areas. And it's basically just there so that you can build up your practice area pages really, really quickly. So if you're creating a brand new website with us, you've never had a law firm website before, it's very likely that you're not coming over with any website content. And your website content is how you're going to be able to be found on Google searches. So it's very important to start building that up as quickly as possible. And this tool is your shortcut to being able to do all of that. So for example, let's say I'm a business law attorney and I can browse all of my different topics that are available to me for business law. One thing I'll mention as well, we have over 300 topics right now, but this is growing at an ongoing basis. You can also message us and request a topic, which is another convenient way to get something in the content library that you don't see, and kind of get it custom for you. But let's say I am just interested in this consumer protection topic. Right away, I can see the preview of the content for myself. So everything that's on the left is the ways that this content has been optimized. So it's a great consumer protection sub-parent page. It gives me a bunch of link opportunities, optimized subtitles, and it's the top 5 consumer protection page. On my right, I have the preview of my content, but then everything that's in blue is what I'm going to be customizing in the next step. So once I'm satisfied with this, I can maybe click into these links, make sure that's something that I'm interested in showing on my website, but then I'm going to go ahead and use this template. So all you need to do is type in all of your customizations on the right, and as you can see on the left, on the left I'm typing in, on the right is being auto-populated for me as I type. And then also I have this convenient setting in the bottom so that I can save my entries so that when I'm creating my new topic card later on, or new piece of content, these entries are already saved for me, and then that just saved me an extra step. So once I'm finished with these customizations, I'll hit complete, and then I'm brought back to that back end where then I'm then able to change my title, the navigation title, choose a parent page for this where it's nested in my navigation menu. From here, I can make any changes I want to my content. Maybe I want to add some images, or maybe a video, some sort of grid or table, click to call phone numbers. Maybe I want some anchor links to make it easier for the web visitor to browse this content. Maybe I want to add a widget or my map feature. Whatever I want to do, all I need to do is edit it just like it's any other sort of word processor. And then I can save it as a draft or publish it immediately. And then once I hit publish, well, that one's not very cute, but once I do hit publish, it could look something like this. So this is a different topic card, but this is for drug-related crimes, a different practice area, and it could look something like this. So these are my different categories under my criminal defense practice area. I've got my call to action, and I've got my content. So that's just an example of what it could look like on the front end once you're finished editing. So I'm going to take us back to our slides here. But that's the end of our presentation today. Thank you for sticking around for the tour. If you do have any questions about having a successful website with Lawlytics, or you'd like to see more of an in-depth demo of the technology, any of these contact methods are a great way to get in touch with us. But thank you again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. I'll hold on for a couple moments in case we have any questions. Thanks again.